Norm Snead hit 11 out of 17 in the first half. Ron Johnson ran for 67 yards, the top ground gainer. Here's Ron Johnson. And he has a first down. Ron Johnson out to the 32-yard line.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone out there who's been watching my videos. I greatly appreciate it. If you give the video a thumbs up or maybe leave a comment below or share the video, I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch the video. Thank you. I got a couple guys came back from the Giants yesterday. Sure was good to see Saquon on the field with the uniform on and the X-Man Oshane Ximines. Whew, boy. Very, very good. Very good. Good to see him. And now with the X-Man, he actually last year only played 4 games. He had the shoulder surgery. He's been nursing a hamstring. Finally, I guess he's come back from that. We've got quite a few guys, Giants, with the hamstrings. But so hopefully, you know, they're going to ease him back in. But boy, it was nice to see him out there as well too. Now it's a big year for him. Big year. He's obviously got to be able to stay healthy because we got like I want to say like 7 or 8. That I'm thinking of. I know we got like other guys here and there, but like edge rushers. Now Carter Coughlin is one of them that I'm thinking about, but he was last year the edge, but they're also moving him into the inside as well too. So he might be, playing both. If he makes the team, we'll have to wait and see. But you got between Ellerson Smith, who needs to be on the field. Azeez Ojulari, okay, but then last year we got Carter Coughlin, we got Cam Brown, all right. Then this year we got Ryan Anderson, who needs to be on the field, and Kwity Paye, right. I was calling him Odenigbo, but I heard Bob Papa call him Odenigbo, so from now on I'm calling him Kwity Odenigbo. I said, you guys say you got Cam Brown, Carter Coughlin, Lorenzo Carter, and Oshane Ximines. Now, they say it's a big year for him because with Ryan Anderson, we got him for 1 year. Kwity Odenigbo, we got him for 1 year. Lorenzo Carter, this is his last year. I don't know if we're going to be able to sign any of those guys. Especially if one of them does good. Can you imagine like if Odenigbo really balls out and say has like 7 or 8 sacks, or Ryan Anderson does good, or Lorenzo Carter balls out and has a nice year, stays healthy. We don't have much room next year for the cap, so I don't know if we can re-sign any of those guys. So this is a big year for the X-Man because if he doesn't do good, he gets hurt. All right, between Anderson, Odenigbo, and Carter, if we can't re-sign them, if the X-Man gets hurt, it doesn't do good. There's 4 guys, that may not be around next year, so we might be looking for some more edge rushers next year. But between, Cam Brown, young, right, and we got Ellerson Smith, hopefully we get him on the field, and Azeez Ojulari, they've got some nice young studs here. So I said it's an important year for the X-Man. Obviously he's going to be, we got 1 more year after this, but it's a big year for him. He needs to prove himself, needs to show that he can stay on the field. Now, because in his rookie year, he had 4.5 sacks. He only played like, I was going to say like 45% of the snaps, so he wasn't in there all the time. That's just the way they go. They just rotate him in, and So, but you can see if he played all the snaps, he would have had close to maybe 10 sacks. Pretty impressive. He also, his rookie season, he had 9 quarterback hits and 5 tackles for loss. So he had a nice, solid season. Last year, he got hurt, so he didn't have any sacks. He had 3 quarterback hits, and he had 1 tackle for loss. But the interesting kind of thing, once again, is Pro Football Focus, right? Pro Football Focus actually graded him out better last year than he did in his rookie season when he had some better numbers. Last year, Pro Football Focus's overall defensive grade was a 63.4. 2019 Pro Football Focus had him a 60.8. His pass, weird. Okay. Last year, when he had no sacks, all right, his Pro Football Focus had him at a 65.4. When he had 4.5 sacks his rookie season in 2019, Pro Football Focus had him at a 62.3. So they had him with some better numbers under Patrick Graham. So hopefully he can continue that. All right, we'll have to wait and see. But I said, it is very, very important year for him. Very important. He's got to stay healthy. He's got to get on the field, and and he's got to do some producing because we got a lot of draft picks next year. And I'm sure we can certainly come up with another one or so edge rushers next year in our picks. So, very big year for him. Then we got Saquon. Yeah. Thank you. Man, it looked so good seeing him on the field with a uniform on, didn't it? Man, they showed a video of him running a wheel route in practice. Man, he looks smoother than silk. Whew, catching that ball. Really, really good. Joe Judge was talking about that also. September 20th was when he got hurt. So you're looking at almost about 11 months ago, since he got hit. Joe Judge says he needs to learn to take a hit again because it's been a while, So surprisingly, what I was hearing in maybe a couple of the some of the news conferences and all that and everything is that possibly maybe the Patriots preseason game, the last preseason game, which will be maybe 2.5 weeks away, maybe Saquon might get in there for a couple plays, maybe take a couple of hits, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Because Saquon was answering some questions and all, and he was mentioning, obviously, last year, there was no preseason games. The year before that, 2019, I don't think he played in any games at all. 2018, his rookie season, he said he had 2 carries. And I was just watching one of them on YouTube. It was his first carry. I think the first time when they played the Browns, the first play the Giants had, he got the ball and ran 39 yards with it. It was oh man. I was whoa, this guy's good. And even Bob Papa's that's why he's the number 2 overall pick. I mean, it was simply incredible, the moves he put on. I mean, got 39 yards on his first touch. It was a preseason game, but still. But he was saying that between the 3 seasons he's been with the Giants, all right, the 3 preseasons, I mean, he's only had a couple carries. So he might get a few carries, maybe the Patriots game before the season starts. Obviously, his workload will be he'll be on a pitch count. If he plays the first game against the Broncos, 10 carries maybe, somewhere around. Joe Judge was talking about, he's going to let the doctors and the trainers and all, let him know how he's doing and all and everything. But, I'm sure he'll be on a pitch count, especially the first couple games. I mean, it's not going to be here's 20, 25 carries the first game and you're off and running now. But, he's going to work him in slowly. But, boy, it was sure good to see him out there on the field. Now, it's very important, we got to get him in there. We got to get him going. We got to get our running game going. The running game is I know things are changing over the years and all that, and it's not quite 3 yards in a cloud of dust like it used to be, but the running game is still very important. And you got to get, especially with Saquon, you got to get him in there. You got to get him running the ball. Now, the first year, 2018, his rookie season, he had 16.7 carries, I believe it was, or 16.3 carries per game he had averaged. He averaged 5.7 receptions a game. So he had averaged 22 touches per game, which is good. Because you can see, he's injury. I don't want to say injury prone, but he gets injured. He got injured a couple times. High ankle sprain. He came back a little early from that. It didn't look so good. Then he had the injury last year. In his second season, he averaged about 20.7 touches per game. He had 16.7 rushes, 4 receptions a game. So almost 21 touches a game. So first year was 22. Then second year was 21. Last year, obviously, you can't really count that at all. But that's about right, about 20 touches per game, okay? But so he averages about 16 carries a game. Now, what he's got to do is, obviously stay healthy. But what the Giants got to do is the Giants got to, stay committed to the run as much as they can. So Saquon's going to get maybe around 15, 16, whatever carries a game, somewhere around there. Well, Jason Garrett's got to get it in there where either Booker or Clement or Brightwell, one or the other, Sandro Platzgummer makes the team, or Elijah Penny. You got to get, at least around 25, carries a game, if not more. Now I understand. A lot of it's got to do with also, if you're losing, if you're down by 17 points, in the third quarter, it's kind of tough just to keep running the ball, especially if it's not working. Or if you're turning the ball over, and you're falling way behind, you got to start passing them. I get that. But you got to stay as committed as you can to the run. Let me just show you why. The Giants last year, ran the ball 24.9 times per game. They averaged 110.5 yards per game, right, which was 19th, in the league. Now, as I said, I understand a lot of times they were behind and they were trying to catch up, so they had to throw the ball, and I get that, but you got to try to stay as committed as you can. Now, since the Super Bowl started, it was this 1966 was the first season they had a Super Bowl. So since the Super Bowl started, we've had over 50 Super Bowls, 55 of them. Sorry, my dog's laying at my feet. It's rather tough to get comfortable sitting here. Now, just to go to show you, the team that won the Super Bowl, since 1966, the Giants ran the ball 24.9 times last year. There's only been 2 teams since the Super Bowl started that ran the ball less than 24 times a game during the regular season and won the Super Bowl. Those 2 teams just happened to be the last 2 Super Bowl winners. It was the 19 Kansas City Chiefs, and the 2020 Bucks, But they had Hall of Fame quarterbacks. There's going to be a little theme going on here, We don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, last year Brady, 2020 Bucks, he's a Hall of Famer, Patrick Mahomes, if all of a sudden he starts throwing 40% completions, he throws 30 interceptions a year, throws 5 touchdown passes a year, I can see where his career would plummet, But if he keeps playing the way he's playing, and getting better and better and better and better, keep taking the Chiefs maybe another couple Super Bowls or something like that, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, He's a special, special talent, As I said, the Giants don't have that, So I'm going to continue on here. There's a little theme going on here, The Giants ran for 110.5 yards per game last year, Since the Super Bowl started, there's only been 10 times, where the Super Bowl team that won the Super Bowl ran per game during the regular season for under 110 yards. Only been 10 times, The 1970 Colts, their quarterback, John Unitas, Hall of Famer. I'm going to get to the one. I'm going to double back to one guy. The next one, we went from 1970. The next team that ran for 110 yards, less than 110 yards in the season, was the 2003 Patriots. So you went from 70 to 03. You went 33 years, But the 03 Patriots, they had Tom Brady, Hall of Famer. The 2008 Pittsburgh Steelers ran for less than 110 yards a game. Their quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, not in the Hall of Fame, will be in the Hall of Fame, The 2010 Packers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, will be in the Hall of Fame. 2011 New York Football Giants quarterback, Eli Manning. Now, you can go either way there. Some say yay, some say nay. I say yay. 2 Super Bowl victories, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, I say yay. If Cliff Harris can make him to the safety for the Dallas Cowboys can be a Hall of Famer, Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. Okay, end of story. All right, so 2011 New York Giants ran less for 110 yards per game. Actually, they were the worst team in Super Bowl history. They ran for 89 yards a game. Tell you, Bradshaw had 659 yards. Jacobs had 571 yards. I mean, it was unbelievable. But that year, in 2011, I said Eli Manning. That was the most. Eli Manning threw for over 4,900 yards that year. That was the most yards he ever threw for in his career. That was the reason why we wound up winning the Super Bowl. It wasn't because of our running game, okay? Then we go to the 2014 Patriots. They ran for under 110 yards a game. Quarterback, Brady. Then you get the 2015 Broncos. They ran for under 110 yards a game. Their quarterback, Peyton Manning. All right, then you got 2019. The Chiefs ran for under 110. Their quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. And last year, the Bucks. They ran for 110 yards a game. Their quarterback, Tom Brady. All Hall of Famers / borderline Hall of Famers, okay? We don't have that with Daniel Jones. The only one that isn't a Hall of Famer, okay, is the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They ran for under 110 yards a game, and they won the Super Bowl. They had Brad Johnson as their quarterback, okay? They had a phenomenal defense. That's what won them the Super Bowl, okay? They had 3 Hall of Famers on that defense, one at each level. They had Warren Sapp on the defensive line, Derek Brooks at the linebacker, and they had John Lynch in the secondary as a safety. They had 3 Hall of Famers on that defense. They whooped up on the Raiders in the Super Bowl. The score at one point in time was 34-3 in the third quarter. The Buccaneers won the game 48-21. The Buccaneers picked off 3 passes and ran them back for touchdowns. That's how good their defense was. The defense had 5 sacks. The defense in that game had 5 interceptions. The defense shut down the Raiders' run game. The Raiders ran the ball 11 times for 19 yards. They just shut them down. The Raiders had 2 future Hall of Fame wide receivers in that game. Both were at the end of their career, right? Tim Brown and Jerry Rice. Maybe you heard of those guys, right? They're in the Hall of Fame. Between the two, they had 6 catches. Jerry Rice had 5 catches. Tim Brown had 1, right? The Buccaneers defense, it was like the Ravens 2000, just shut down the Giants. It just, shut them down. That's what the Bucs did in 2002. It wasn't their offense, it was their defense, okay? That's why they were able to win the Super Bowl. That's why the Ravens were able to win the Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer as their quarterback. End of story, all right? It was with their defense. End of story, okay? But then the other thing is that the Giants were number 19 in the league as far as rushing yards per game, okay? There was only, in the Super Bowl, history of the Super Bowl, okay, there's been, every Super Bowl winning team has been in the top 12 as far as rushing yards per game. There's 13 times that they weren't, okay? Other than that, the other 13 times, every time the winning Super Bowl team has been in the top 12 rushing yards, per game, period. And it was the same thing, all right, same thing. Every team had a Super Bowl quarterback, except for the 2002 Buccaneers, all right. The 70 Colts had Unitas, 78 Steelers had Bradshaw, 81 49ers had Montana, the 03 Patriots had Brady, 06 Colts had Manning, 08 Steelers had Roethlisberger, the 10 Packers had Aaron Rodgers, the 11 Giants had Manning, the 14 Patriots had Brady, the 15 Broncos had Manning, the 19 Chiefs, the 2019 Chiefs had Patrick Mahomes, and the 2020 Buccaneers had Tom Brady. Those 13 teams right there just raffled off, okay, except for the 2002 Buccaneers who had Johnson, right? But those other teams that did not finish in the top 12 running the ball, okay, as far as yards per game rushing the ball, all had either Hall of Fame quarterbacks or future Hall of Fame quarterbacks. We don't have that, okay? So it's very, very important, okay, that we try to stay as committed as we can. And we got the defense that can keep us in the ball game, okay? So just because we're down by maybe 7 points, maybe 10 points, somewhere around there, third quarter, just keep trying to hand the ball off. Trying to hand the ball as much as you can. I'm not saying you just run the ball every play, because you'll never get anywhere with that. You got to mix the run and the pass, but try to stay as committed as you can to the run, because as history has showed us, especially in the Super Bowl history, all right, Super Bowl era, it really pays off to be able to run the ball. And if you can run the ball, you got run the ball and play defense, you got an outstanding shot at winning the Super Bowl. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there, and go Giants! Woo!